Fun fact, did you know there is an event called Black History Month? Black History Month started in 1926 as Black Negro Week. Black History Month celebrates African Americans' contribution and achievement. I thought you should know about that. Now, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am the Kenyan Beast. Of course, we are doing it the African way every day, every time. This video where I'm going to react on it is about a Jamaican, news to me. That's how she's called in the social media, news to me. She's very angry, and I understand why she is. But before I tell you or we react in this video, I want you to listen to her, and we walk through on the video together.
Last week, as the conflict unfolded in the Middle East, Jamaica's Prime Minister put out this statement, sympathizing with the colonizing occupation force. I cannot put into words the utter disappointment and embarrassment that I feel as a descendant of African slaves who had to fight the oppressor over and over again, many of whom lost their lives fighting so that we could be free. Now that we have our freedom, our leaders are choosing the side of the oppressors. Think about it. We are getting ready to celebrate our national heroes, the people who were executed for fighting back, for fighting our colonizers, the people who lost their lives because they dared to stand up against the oppressor. And as we get ready to celebrate these people in theory, what we're doing in practice is siding with the people who would have colonized them today, who would have enslaved them today, who would have oppressed them today. And I'm not going to entertain any discussion with anyone about who is right or who is wrong, because in this scenario, if you feel that the oppressor is the one that's right, well, that says a lot about you and your view of humanity. Of course, people are entitled to their opinions, but a lot of these opinions are not based on facts. They're based on emotions, they're based on religion, and they're based on politics. And in all this, so many people have forgotten their humanity. But the thing that gets to me the most is this concerted effort to get Jamaicans to identify with the colonizer and not the colonized. To get ordinary Jamaicans to identify with the oppressor and not the oppressed. To get Jamaicans to identify with the wrongdoer and not the person who is being wronged. I mean, the Prime Minister could have gone without saying anything. He's not a major player in this by any stretch of the imagination. He could have just kept silent. He could have stayed out of it. But he made a concerted effort to bring Jamaica into this political realm and cause shame and embarrassment to us as Black people. And this is not to rain down on Andrew Holness like the PNP would do any better, because I believe that anyone who would have been in power, whether it's PNP or JLP, any one of them would have done the same thing. Why? Because they have made a concerted effort since we got our independence to identify the country with imperialists. They have made a concerted effort to make sure that Jamaica and Jamaicans identify with imperialists, that we identify more with the cause of the colonizers. And so we don't make the same effort to form alliances with African countries. We don't make the same effort to form alliances with Caribbean countries. We don't make the same effort to form alliances with people who are like us, because our government since independence have been steadfast in trying to get us to identify with imperialists. And so when the Prime Minister takes trips like these and comes back and talk about some renewed partnership and some agreement or whatever, really what the crux of that agreement is that when push comes to shove, this is where Jamaica will stand. That's the crux of whatever agreement, whatever you see him shaking hands on. And I say him because he's the person in the seat, but really because Jamaica is a toy for you-know-who, because Jamaica remains in the palms of you-know-who, anyone who would have been in that seat would be doing the exact same thing. because that is what we are. We are a pawn, we are toys in the imperialist game. And I feel nothing but shame that as we celebrate the heroes who died so that we could be free, we are siding with the people who are doing this, who are withholding water and food and allowing millions of people, in half of whom are children, to starve. And if you just started reading up about this last week and you just started hearing about this conflict last week and you don't know what led up to it, please go and do your research before you seek to argue with me in the comments. The information is out there for anyone who wants to learn and anyone who wants to have a real intellectual discussion on what is taking place. And if you're a Black Jamaican who feels that in this instance, the colonizer occupying force is the one who is right, if you feel that the oppressor is correct in allowing millions of people to starve to death and to bomb them out of existence, then I am ashamed for you too.
Welcome back. Now, news to me. This lady, she has some facts, and at some point, I support her. Now, I get to understand that a lot of black countries, a lot of African countries, they tend much to support the oppressors than supporting the oppressee. They are supporting the colonizer than supporting who were being colonized. Like, for example, here in Kenya, we are busy tying ties with white man's countries, with the USA, Korea, Russia, and every that country. And we forget that we have to make peace too with Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Nigeria, and Congo. Sometimes you may find a black country does not look eye to eye with neighboring country, but we will be busy running to the colonizers, to the oppressor, to make peace. Now, I understand this message, the JPM, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, sent this message to those who were caught on chaos during that bombing in Israel. At my point of view as human, I feel sympathy for those who were attacked, and as a point of how this lady is seeing it, she is right too, because the JPM, maybe according to her, he does not make peace with neighboring countries like Trinidad, Haiti, and other countries, but he is focusing to the colonizers. That's how I understand her. And I get to make it so much in our African terms. Like Kenya is busy making peace or wanting to make ally or to be an ally of America. And we are here in Africa. We don't want even to open borders for other people. And we are as African leaders, every African leaders who is in that seat is trying so hard to be good person to that colonizer, to be a good person to that oppressor. What does that mean to us? That means to us as black people that in whichever way, in every move we take as people, as citizens of these countries, there is some people at that seat sabotaging or jeopardizing our moves. I, as a citizen of Kenya, I may fight hard and talk every day that I want Africa to open their borders. I want we walk freely, African to unite. But there is some of these leaders there. They are on that seat, jeopardizing with our moves. They are sabotaging our moves, so we can't do anything. And that's the point of view I am understanding this Jamaican lady. So we as black people, we tend to forget easily. We forget easily. Anything that happens from the Muzungu, when a Muzungu smile, that smile is not genuine. Not all of them. And we are being carried in a way that we are being caged somewhere because of our leaders. These loans, they are being taken, everything. So you just have to sympathize with them. I'm pretty sure when an African country here or a black country will be having issue or have issue with maybe the USA or England or any white man's country, believe me or not, maybe these leaders will back that white man's country. When a white man, when a Muzungu said that Muammar Gaddafi is bad, a bad person, every country in Africa supported, said, yeah, Muammar is a bad person. But in a real sense, he wasn't. In a real sense, he was trying to help us Africans. But we are blind enough to see that. We are blind to see that Muzungu does not have anything good to come from black people. So I get this point of this lady, what she is trying to say. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about it? What do you think about how she thinks about this message that was sent to Israel from Jamaica? Tell me your comment. What do you think about black countries having being allies with the colonizers than making peace with us, getting together with our brothers who we were oppressed together? We were busy tickling the colonizers and the oppressors, making them to laugh, and us, we are crying here. Tell me in the comment section what do you think, and until next episode, peace be with you.